first time. So the motto of that, you need continuous improvement to make sure that you're really doing the right this time. So let me just share my screen. And just a few, you already have introduced myself. So that's one thing that I want to say. It's really what is my hobby. I really like to fly a lot, and I really like to be on the beach, and I like good wine. So if you want to invite me to a beach and good wine, I'm in all the time. What's going to be the agenda of today? I'm going to talk about DIRTT Lean philosophy. I'm going to talk about DIRTT. I'm going to show the DIRTT operation video. Going to talk about our DIRTT production system. Show you some project that we did here in DIRTT, and eventually at the end, I'm going to show you the Rock Hill, a new facility, the Rock Hill video. If you have questions, I cannot see you, just jump in and ask me the question because I don't see if somebody's asking something. So what is our DIRTT Lean philosophy? We believe in focus on lean, but we combine that with lean manufacturing and the TOC, theory of constraint. I'm combining those two things, those two methodologies or philosophies, lean and TOC, and they are very powerful when they come together. So how did we start here? I call it how you start from zero when you have no lean culture, and you want to bring a company to a lean culture. I call that 3 steps. You need to do those main 3 steps, and this is what work for us. Some company will do other steps, but this is what this is what will allow you to bring the company to a pretty much lean culture. So first of all, you're all aware about the 8 type of waste. You need to understand, believe on that, practice that, and talk about 8 type of waste every day. And I'm just going to go quickly over production. Everybody know about that. Waiting, inventory, overprocessing, transportation, defect, motion, and talent. When everybody understands those 8 type of waste, that's the beginning. The second thing that you need to do, that we did, it's empower the employee. And the meaning of that is you need to let them do what they know to do. It's every person, everything, and every day. When I say every person, every employee, doesn't matter what is his position. If it's on the shop floor, if he's a cleaner, you need to give him empower to improve his work area, how he believes that he can be improved. He can improve everything. Doesn't matter what. It's not supposed to be a big improvement. It can be a small improvement, because eventually a small improvement and a small improvement, it will be a big improvement. And of course, every day, you want to make sure that every day we're doing something else better. You're doing something, the same thing, but better way. Number third, what we need to do is add value to the customer. You need to make sure that you add value to the customer. And I call that, of course, we have 2 customers. We have the internal customers and external customer. When you know exactly what your customer want and you bring the value to them, that's perfect. So those are the 3 things that we were focusing in DIRTT in order to make sure that we are on track and we bring the lean culture from zero to really a lean culture. So how we did that? Let me show you, and I hope you're going to see my screen. Let me add the volume.
Since the beginning of 2019, DIRTT has made a cultural shift in the way we prioritize safety and improve our total operations performance.
The report gives us counts so that we can see where they fit, understanding that there's a 10-day window.
This change starts with the leadership and goes all the way through to our factories. We've implemented lean manufacturing tools, problem-solving training, and performance tracking initiatives. One of the key elements in doing this well is having the right team in place. So let's meet the team.
The goal is to finish in 2 months almost everything. There are 3 steps to improve our quality. First, it was establish the quality team and the operation excellence team. Next, start building our DIRTT quality measuring system. So if we go to best time, worst time, if everything's okay, how long it's going to take you? 1 hour? Metrics, it start measuring our internal and external deficiency. Then you want to be in control, it start standardize our operation procedures, SOPs. And then when you have that, you can start doing the layer process audit. You need to start investigating all your issues. That's how you know how to tackle the problems.
Whether it's using barcodes on the factory floor to streamline information processes or investing in better tools and equipment, we're constantly finding ways to improve. A big part of this is using SQDIP boards in all of our factories.
This is on the job side.
Yeah, that's right. So this
We're going to get too close to what happened with that. SQDIP stands for Safety, Quality, Delivery, Inventory, and Productivity. It is a quick, simple, visual tool that when someone walks into the plant, they know exactly what's going on in that area. If everything is working great, it gets marked green and it's good to go. If something is an issue on the line, it gets marked red, and we get a cross-functional team to look into everything and come up with a solution so that we get back to green. So what's the situation? It's a visual management tool that has been practiced by the world-class manufacturing organizations across the world. We at DIRTT now are deploying them, empowering the employees with the tools that they can be successful doing what they're doing. Safety is our #1 priority. It affects all the other operations performance. When an incident happens on the floor, we get together to find the root cause and fix the problem forever.
We're also using Born boards to track the efficiency of the machinery on our factory floor. Using information from our operators, Born boards help us see exactly where we're not being as efficient as we could be. So it's telling us the different types of downtimes that we have, what's caused us to not be able to meet our targets. We see the data on the plant floor and we use it to prioritize action items and solve problems. How's it going, Koa?
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
Good. What happened here? By having the SQDIP and Born data visible on the floor, it takes the schedule out of the manager's pocket and allows everybody in the plant to see what's going on. So how are we going to make it up though? We have team huddles at the SQDIP boards every day. We look at the current performance of each metric. We talk about our biggest problems and what we're doing to solve them. Most importantly, we engage the team to help us find solutions. Technically, what we're trying to do is build an army of problem solvers.
If we need to split them, do you know when they'll be ready?
We're following the same data-driven approach to increase performance at our factories in Calgary, Phoenix, and Savannah. When our new facility in Rock Hill, South Carolina opens in early 2021, we'll use the same techniques there. DIRTT has never been satisfied with the way things are. Improving our safety, quality, and delivery performance is just one more way that we get to build better.
Somebody have a question about the video?
Nothing so far, Eli. Thanks.
Good.
I have a few.
Yes.
SQDCM often. Hi, I'm Michael. I'm from Calgary. SQDCM often has a morale component. Do you measure a morale or a people component? Maybe not on those boards, but in another way.
The morale, we don't measure the morale. What you can measure? It's do you see any suggestion of improvement from the employee on the floor? And we have the option for, and I will show the examples. Every employee, we have like a competition, a monthly competition. They give us suggestion for improvement, and we're doing a competition. And this is how you can measure that. You see that the employee are involved in your program. They doing the change. They don't wait for their manager to do a change. Morale you can see by also when you're increasing your productivity. It's meaning what you can produce before it was taking you 8 hours, now you can do in 7 hours. You see how they're improving. So we don't go and ask them, are you happy or not? But definitely we see that they are engaged in the program and they're part of our program. The goal, what we're trying to do to make sure that they are part of the continuous improvement, because I know the theory, but they know the job better than me. So the goal, and I will show you guys how we build that program. The goal was to train them the philosophy and now give them the power to do the change. The change that it's make their life easy. And that's what we were trying to tell them. We want you to come happy and go happy, of course, safe, and work easy by doing things different. Think out of the box, think different way, and that's how you engage them. We try to make sure that they're part of any decision. So example, and I will show you another project that we did, the one-piece flow. We will engage our employee to be part of that Kaizen or that continuous improvement, to change the layout of the machine. It's not only engineering team, it's engineering together with the employee. And that's how they feel part of the team. Back to the video. So how we build our DIRTT production system. We build that on 3 pillars. I call that the pillar number 1, it's people, system, and processes. And I will talk about each pillar. So the pillar number 1, it's training and engagement, because we start from a 0 point. I all the time going back to the 0 point, because DIRTT did not have any culture of continuous improvement. So we start really from 0. What we were trying to do is to engage all DIRTT employee in continuous improvement culture. It's meaning all of them. You don't want to skip nobody. And we build the program. With the 4 levels. Lean 101, we call that, yellow belt, green belt, and black belt. So how the training started? We said Lean 101, all DIRTT employee will be trained on that. And I will explain what was I will explain after that in each category what we're training. Then yellow belt, the goal was 35 to 50% of our employee to have yellow belt. Then green belt, definitely would, the goal is to have 100% of our supervisor. And eventually black belt, we want definitely the plant manager, quality manager, OPEX manager to have a black belt. And master black belt, definitely you want to have 1 or 2 in your organization. So Lean 101, what is the agenda? So every employee, as I mentioned, every employee in DIRTT was in that program, and every new employee will be in that program. After 3 months that everything is good, is going to join this program. What is the agenda? It's around 2 hours or 3 hours. It's a basic Lean tool. We're going to talk about the manufacturing Lean program. We're going to talk about the SQD board. We're going to talk about the VORN. VORN is the machine that tracks their performance. And we're going to talk about build Lean culture, how we allowing them to be part of the Lean and how they supposed to improve their work area. When we're going to go to yellow belt, this is a different program. It's a 3-day plus project. So it's meaning they're going to come for 3-day session. We're going to go on the first day on the team building, Lean philosophy. We're going to talk about all the philosophy of Lean. We're going to focus on the 8 type of ways to understand the 8 type of ways. We're going to talk about some Lean tools, of course, 5S. And I'm going to go about the philosophy, the 2 seconds of Lean. I don't know if you're familiar with that. This is a nice philosophy. We talk about how can you improve your work area in 2 seconds. And what is the expectation to improve every day by 2 seconds. Then after that day, they have another 2 days. They're going to have a project. They're going to go to the Gamba and try to practice the thing that they learn. It's going to be example 5S, to see some waste in the work area, and they need to improve that. And at the end of the session, and the day number 3, they need to provide a report out. So divide it to a small group, and each group have a project. So they're learning the theory, and then they have a project to practice that. Green belt, it's a level up, and here we're talking about almost 2.5 weeks. The first week, again, the same thing. We're going to talk about, we're going to do some team building, continue with Lean manufacturing philosophy. Of course, we're going to go over again on 8 type of ways, the Lean tools, 5S, and thinking out of the box. And in that week, the same thing, we're going to have a project. In week number 2, they're going to go a little bit up, a different level. They're going to learn about problem-solving methodology, the make. They're going to go a little bit about Six Sigma, just to give them a brief about Six Sigma, not too much into the detail, but definitely we want to expose them to Six Sigma. Working with data, how you take the data, understand the data, and take that into practice. Because it's nice to have data, but if you don't know what to do with the data, it's irrelevant. So I call it data without cleaning, it's just a noise. They're going to learn about cycle time reduction, setup time reduction, and of course, I'm going to go on TOC, the theory of constraint. And in that week also, they're going to have a project. So pretty much every week, they have a Gamba with a project and they report out. Eventually, after they finish those 2 weeks, they have a break for a few weeks, and they're going to go for each individual student will have a project that you need to deliver and present in the final presentation. And of course, at the end, they're going to have a test also. That's the green belt. The black belt program, it's a 4-module, and it's around 6 months. Usually, it's really, you want to put here managers, example, a production manager, which, as I said, production manager, lean quality manager, safety manager, and it's built on 4 categories. The first one, it will be lean assessment and strategic. You need to do what you learn in this module. You need to come to the facility and do assessment and see what is the gap and what is your strategic. How you're going to close that gap. The second module, it's critical chain project management. It's part of the TOC. You're going to learn about the critical chain and how to manage a project. Then module number 3 is going to be LPS, the lean problem solving. How with lean tools you got a problem and how you solve that problem. And eventually, module number 4, it will be a lean tool. Lean tool, I prefer to go to Japan, but now with the COVID, it's a little bit of a problem. But usually we're going or to Japan or to the States, and we have some lean tool in manufacturing, like example, Toyota or Mercedes. Those are the tools, and we try to learn from their experience. Question about our training. No. So that was the first thing. What we were trying to do in pillar number 1, it start engaging the people. So it's not only by saying that we want them to be part of Lean. We just need to train them and to make sure they're part of our Lean culture and they understand what we're talking. So not only, if I will say 5S, they will understand what's the meaning of 5S, and they practice that. That was the main goal of that. In pillar number 2, it's continuous improvement system. How you take the data and drive to action, because it's nice. A lot of companies try to have a lot of data, but they don't know to do what you're going to do with the data. So it's very important to understand how you collect the data, but how you take that and drive to action. So I call that, it's almost 5 steps. First of all, you need to collect the data. So you need to choose how you want to collect the data. So example, in the left side, as you can see here, is the monitor the volume that we're tracking in production. And this is how we decided to track our efficiency in our production. Also, as you can see some chart here, this is how we track, example, our quality, internal and external quality. Then you want to do a good RCA, root cause analysis, to make sure that really you go to the root cause and that's not a symptom, because it's very important. You have them, you receive some data, but you want to make sure that it's really what is the main root cause. Then you're going to do corrective action. Now there's a 2-way how you're going to monitor. There's an A3 report that every project, if you decide to do a project, you can monitor that by A3 report, or if not, you can go directly to the MOC, management of change, and track that change and make sure that everybody's aware if you need to change something. So how we took that data and move now to action. So the engine for that, I call it the engine, is the SQDIP. It stands for safety, quality, delivery, inventory, and productivity. And what you want to measure in each category. In safety, first of all, you want to measure the tariff, the recordable, the frequency. So the first one is recordable, first aid, and near and miss. But this is a tricky one. What we said here, in safety, a red day for us, it's only if it's a recordable. First aid and near and miss, we encourage them to let us know, because if not, they will hide. If you're going to punish them on that, they're going to try to hide all those small things that happen. And we don't want that. We want to learn from that. So we said, any near and miss, any first aid, it's still a green day, but we want to know and learn from that. Go to root cause analysis to understand what happened. And then we need to do maybe corrective action. In quality, we're measuring our deficiencies, external and internal. In delivery, we're measuring two things: OTIF, on time in full, how the product arrived, the full order arrived into our customer, but full on time and in full, not a partial order. But here it's another thing. We didn't want to punish the production. We said, okay, let's measure production on the RTS, ready to ship, because they cannot control on other on the shipment, they cannot control on FedEx, example. So we want to measure them when the order is ready to ship. Inventory, it's inventory accuracy, or we can measure, or what we measure is the material that's supposed to be on time for production is here. And productivity, we started at the beginning measuring the uptime, and then we went to the OEE. It's overall equipment effectiveness. And OEE stands for three things: availability, performance, and quality. So how the system, and I did this schematical here to show exactly how the system works. You have the information, you're collecting the data, you need to choose how data you want to collect. So example, as I mentioned, the VON, delivery report, inventory report, safety report, deficiency external report, and internal deficiency. That will feed your board, the SQDIP, and there's a few levels. I will talk about them, level 1, 2, 3, and 4. That will bring us, if there's an issue, bring you a lot of issues, then you need to do a prioritized, because not all of the issue you want to tackle. You need to make sure that you really focus on the right problem. You prioritize the issue. Then you do a problem solving, if it's a Kaizen or Kaizen Blitz. Most of the time, I believe in Kaizen Blitz. It's quick, fast, and immediately. You can solve the problem at the line, at the station. If it's something bigger, you will take that to a big Kaizen that it's cross-function team. And then, of course, continuous improvement. And how you track all your problem and your issues, we track that by Monday.com. That's a nice software that it's giving you example, who is the person, what happened, who is accountable, who's going to be responsible to do that, and what is the due date. And this is how we track it. No more Excel file and Excel sheet. This is something online, and everybody have an access to see exactly, and it's saying automatically email. Now it's you're responsible to do that, you need to do that. We found that the Monday.com is working for us. So this is example how SQD board look like. And near to the SQD, we add also another thing that is called Knowledge Center. At the Knowledge Center, you have all the information that the operator needs. You have the SOPs, you have the skill metrics, you know each employee what is capable to do and what is not capable to do. You have some safety alert, safety things that they need to know. You have some quality alert that happen. All the information for the operator is there. And this year, we're going to add them another thing that we call it a tablet, like an iPad. That what we found that we have the SOP, but it's paper, and some of the operator have a hard time to read and understand those SOPs. So we're going to have now videos that explain and show exactly how they need to operate the machine. So it's like a training, and they log into that video, and it's also going to track that they really train, and it's going to mark, yes, he was being trained. So let's talk about the SQDIP 4 levels. The first, I call it level 4, or the first level, it's all the employee. Usually it's at the beginning of the morning when all the people, all the employees are coming, all the operators are coming, and it's led by production supervisor with all the employee. And what they're going to talk about is what happened yesterday, what was good, what was bad, what is the goal of today. And it's going to be very professional, very direct, very short. It's just to talk again about safety, quality, productivity, and delivery. The goal of this meeting is to get the employee on the same goal of today, to make sure that they understand what is the goal of today, to talk about things that happened yesterday and maybe they need to be aware of today, any update, and they can go to the line. Also, we're doing 10 minutes of stretches, and they're ready to go to the line. Level 3, it's pretty much the level when we have that meeting. I call that the main operation leaders. It's with the COO, the VPs, directors, plant managers, and support team. This is a very high level when you just review all your KPIs. You're going to go again about safety, quality, delivery, inventory, productivity. You're going to assign some projects, some goals, but this is when you provide an information to the COO and to the VPs how your week went and what you need to prepare for the next week. It's also once a week, and what the goal here is to make sure that we are part of our everybody is aligned with the goal of this week. Level 2, it's the plant level. Again, this is also daily. All the plant managers and all the support team, OPEX team, quality, procurement, safety, maintenance will come to that board. And again, the same thing, they're going to talk about safety, quality, delivery, but at the plant level. The last level, it's level 1. After they're going to finish level 2, they're going to go outside and going to go from station to a station. I call it station to station to a line, and going to review the line and see what's going on in the line. What's unique in this level? Here is the lead of the line, or the person that is responsible to lead that line will give a brief of what happened yesterday and what is the goal of today. He's giving the information to the plant managers, to production, to supervisor, to quality and OPEX. But here is something something unique here. On the delivery, he's going to give what his commitment for today. And why is that important? Because when the supervisor is going to do a short interval control, every few hours he's going to see, are they on the target or not on the target? Because if they're not on the target, we don't want to come at the end of the day and just be surprised, hey, why you did not finish that? So pretty much it's going to give us in every few hours to come and see, are we on target or not on target? Question about the 4 levels.
Nothing in chat yet, Eli. And when things open up again, we can certainly set up a live Gemba at our factory in Calgary. So if there's an interest there, maybe in a few months or in the spring when everybody can travel again, we'd be happy to do that and have everybody do a walkthrough.
So this is a good example how you arrive to the board. So as you can see, you have those letters: safety, quality, delivery, inventory, productivity. You have the dates and you mark green or day. Very important to understand, if it's a green day, pretty much you don't want to talk about that because everything is good. If it's a red day, that's a problem. You need to do a quick tracking of that red day and understand what happened, how it happened, and how you can prevent that to happen again. It's supposed to be very short, very quick, You try to solve the problem immediately. Don't take it to another big Kaizen or something. You want to make sure that we're solving that immediately. So that's the goal of the SQDIP. Sometimes it's a big problem, and then you need to take that to a different level. But usually what we found that it's really easy solution. They didn't follow the SOPs. They were not aware what's going on. They didn't pay attention, example. It's really more what we found if it's a red day, it's really things that we can control, and we didn't do the right way. We didn't follow the procedure that we put in place. In pillar number 3, what we said, let's optimize and standardize our procedure. It's very important that you have the processes and you standardize them, and everybody know what they're doing. Shift A, shift B. So if I'm going to come to the line, I will know what to do, and I know what happened in the other shift. So the goal of that pillar is to make sure how you optimize and standardize your procedures. And how we do that, what methodology we're using in this pillar. First of all, it's the process analysis. We're using Kaizen Blitz event at the line, as I said, or project that it's a cross-function project. Of course, you're doing yellow belt, as I mentioned, yellow belt, green belt training, and that will bring more project. And the last thing is really empower the employee. Make sure that they're part of our continuous improvement. And example of project, and I'm going to share with you some project that we did, is the one-piece flow, RFID tiles, equipment uptime improvement. There's a lot of projects that coming through the yellow belt or from the Kaizen Blitz event. So here are some projects that we did. First of all, how we engaged our employee. As I said, this is the basic. You need to make sure that everybody's part of that, and you need to engage everyone. So we call it Build Lean competition. So who is part of that? Everybody. What they need to do? Everything. Small improvement, big improvement, it doesn't matter. 5S. Everything, it's good improvement. There's no something that it's good improvement. Where we're doing that? In each facility. We're doing that in Calgary, Savannah, in Phoenix. Everybody have that program. The competition, it's once a month, but they bring in their idea almost every day. Every day you see those improvements are coming. Why are we doing that? As I mentioned, to make sure that we're helping and improving, and also share the best idea between the facilities. And the goal for that, it's every person, everything, every day. And this is a good example how they submit. They take a photo before, take a photo after, not too much explanation, we don't need that, and just submit that. As you can see, very nice improvement, just organized example of the line. In the right corner down, you can see how just in order to put the hose was on the floor for safety. He found a way to put the hose. As you can see on the left down, the guy that was the curtain not allowing him to go faster, so he put another something that will hurt that. Small improvement. There's no bad improvement. What we did, another thing, we have a Build Lean news that we publish that every month, and also it's running in our TV, internal TV that we have in all the facility, and we're showing the improvement, we're showing the people that did, and we celebrate that. We talk about in the news and anything new about 5S, continuous improvement, safety, of course, Wall of Fame. And as I mentioned, the last thing, you need to celebrate. So every month, celebrating, it's meaning all how we're choosing the best idea. We're going as a team. We're going the plant manager, the VP, directors. We're doing a tour between the ideas, and we're choosing the best idea of the month. And in the end of the year, we're going to choose the best idea of the year. So we're going in, when we're giving respect to each employee, we're going to all the improvement that happened in that month, and we reviewing that suggestion, that idea, that improvement, and eventually we're choosing one improvement that is the best improvement of the month. Question about engaging the employees.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do they get like little prizes or like besides the having their pictures taken is awesome, right? And sharing that out with the team, but do they get like little cupcakes or something like that? Like, how do you keep that going? Just kind of curious.
Good. That's a good idea. That's a good question. So there's a few things. We decide to give a $25 or $50 gift card, but also we give a certificate. I don't like because eventually it starts to be money, and there's a lot of yes and no, yes and no. Do you want to give a gift card? Do you don't want to give a gift card? But definitely, what we give them a certificate that this is the best idea of the month, and we're giving $25 a gift card.
That's cool. Thanks. I'm always looking for different ideas like that, and the certificate's kind of neat. And
yeah, certificate. Yeah.
Do they get their picture on the certificate, or what does it look like? Do you have
no, it's a green certificate. Said you are the best idea of the month.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Thanks, Eli.
And their name, of course. And it's nice because the VP is coming and is giving him the respect. You see the idea, and it's like we're doing a big show for that. And then also at the end of the month, in front of all the employees, we mentioned those guys that they're the winner of the month.
Okay, so it transcends like more than just the monetary thing. There's that the affirmation part of it. Okay, cool.
Correct. Yeah, we're doing like a big celebration. Like we want to make sure, and the one thing that we want to make sure that it doesn't matter the suggestion. Also, if it's a small, we try to do when we're choosing an idea, because some of the idea is really unbelievable. They're saving not only time and money. It's really, really unbelievable how they're changing the work area. But we also try to give sometimes something that is really just a 5. It's just a small idea to show that every idea is an important idea. It's not what really you say. It's just, are you part of that competition? The other project that we did here, it's called the visual data. And this is very important. We were debating how we're going to choose, what system and how we're going to track the data. There's a lot of ways how to do that. You can do that manually, do that electronically. But before you choose how you collect your data, you need to understand your processes. And eventually we choose the VORN that is really tracking its visual management, and it's tracking your production. And why we choose that? First of all, we want to empower the operator. We want to empower the operator. And how we empower the operator? You need to show them visually what is the target, what is the actual, what is their efficiency, OEE example, and how much how much they were down. This system is connecting directly to the line, and it's communicating by sensors. And also the way you communicate that by scanning barcode. And it's online giving you information, and I will log into that system and I'll show you a live data from our production right now. But the first goal is to empower the operator, to make sure they understand it's visual, they know what is the expectation, and they part of showing us what the problem, because it's very important. And we told them, this is not the big brother watching you. This is the way that you need to communicate to us. Where's the problem at the line?
Eli, just to confirm, you're not showing sharing your screen right now.
Sorry.
That's all right. But you're good with just chatting.
So this is how it looks like. So sorry. So this is the screen, and this is the system that we choose. So empower the operator. As you can see in the screen, it's like a big TV, and show you the target, the actual, the efficiency, the downtime. And again, about the message that we were trying to set to our operators, This is not the big brother watching you. This is the communicating way for you to tell us where's the problem. Because they all the time was complaining, oh, I was waiting for maintenance. Oh, I didn't have the material on time. Okay, but this is only rumors. I just want to see the data. I want to make sure that this is the right way. So now they have a barcode, they can communicate. They were down because of maintenance. They were down because the material, they were down because they were waiting for forklift. Number two, empower the managers. How we empower our managers? It's very important. They need to see the data live because they're not all the time on the line. They can see that on their phone, on the cell phone, on the tablet, or when they're sitting at the desk, or when they're home. It's a live data that will tell them exactly what's going on at the line. And the last thing, empower the leaders. Give statistical and data what's the problem at the line. It can give you a good Pareto, as you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, why your line was not operating. It was not operating because you had too many setup, that the setup took more than 1 hour, 2 hours. You were down because the line waiting for forklift, waiting for technician, whatever. So now you're giving more information to the leaders to take an action and to do a brainstorming. Let me share with you how the VON look like, and let's look to one of our facilities. Everybody can see my screen now?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So this is a good example of Calgary aluminum. You can see all our assets or our machine. Green, it's meaning it's good, it's ready. Yellow, it's meaning that at this point of time, this line is not operating, it's standby. When it's going to turn red, it's meaning something is down, and it will tell you why it's down, because they're going to scan the barcode. What is nice here, you can see this is update every few seconds. You see how it's live data. You can see the downtime for the shift. You can see what is the average cycle time. I know which shift is now. I can track also by shift, or I can track by my operator name, whatever I prefer, whatever I want, what I would like to see. The part ID, I know exactly what job they're working right now. I know exactly what job they are. Total count, how much they were total producing till now. What is the target count? So you see they were supposed to be on 32, they're behind, they produce only 18. So the supervisor immediately can jump and say, hey guys, what's going on? Why we are behind? And I know my OEE. And as you can see, availability, performance, and quality. I know what's the problem. So immediately I see the OEE is very low, 61, it's low. But why? Because they had 72%, only 72% available. It's meaning they were almost 28% of downtime. So the supervisor will go jump there and say, hey, what's going on, guys? Do you need some help? Why are you down? Performance is the speed of the line. I see that they're running a little bit slow. So maybe that job is a little bit complicated. So they want to take their time. And the last thing, the quality is 100%. That's what we want to see, that it's really 100%. What is nice here, I can add column, change column, whatever the plant manager or the VP want to see. And there's a lot of pages here that I can flip between the pages, and I can see also how the shift is operating during the line. As I mentioned, I can come and see what is my, this week, what are my time. So as you can see, this week I was down for 7 hours. I can go and see for the month why we down. Then I can have a lot of example learning suggestion, like you were down, how can you improve yourself? So really we found that this is the right way for us to collect the data and give us more information at the line. Question about the VON?
That's a Val again. Sorry, thanks. Yeah. I love the stats. The Six Sigma nerd in me really rears its head. But I was kind of curious. do you have a way to track whether their leadership came in to ask if they needed help or was there assistance?
Yeah.
Was there a way for there to be, it goes both ways? Or it's like, hey, the lamp was down, but no one came to say, hey, is anything wrong?
That's a good. So that's when the SQD, remember where I was talking about level 1, the short interval control, the supervisor we call it layer process audit, or he's supposed to come in every few hours. We did that every 3 hours to do a round between the line and see what's going on and to track that. Now, how we know that he's there? We have the layer process audit that we're making sure that that we have the daily meeting. We have at the beginning of the day meeting. So we're tracking that really they come into the line and they are doing something with the information that the operator is providing us.
Okay, so you look at the data being updated on your clipboard then, and that's how you're seeing that the leadership team is doing their supporting role.
Correct.
Okay.
And if another thing in the level 2, if my OEE was low, because our goal example is, let's say you want to be on 75 OEE. So when you're coming at level 2, the supervisor give information to the plant manager. Our OEE yesterday was 65. The plant manager will ask what happened. He need to say to him, he need to be ready to say, it was down because we were waiting for forklift, we solved that problem, or we were waiting for that maintenance and we didn't have that part, and now we're going to have the safety stock from that part. Because every SQD you start, what was bad and good. So what was good yesterday or bad yesterday, and what you need to prepare for yourself for today. So every morning you talk about yesterday and you talk about today.
There's a question, Ellie, from Michael. Michael, did you want to just come off mute and ask it? That might be.
Sure, absolutely. Easier. Yeah, so layered or tiered process audits, you mentioned that the supervisors do wander around maybe hourly within the day. But I'm wondering, could you tell us a bit more about who the other layers are and sort of what things you're looking at? Is there an environmental aspect, safety? They're following the established process. How do you note deficiencies? So it's not just, people walking around with a clipboard saying, you failed today. I'm the auditor and I know better. How does that feel uplifting and right?
Yeah. So in the layer process audit, everybody's involved. It's coming, first of all, from a supervisor, from OPEX, from quality. Everybody is part of that layer process audit. Now, how we know that it's not like a check, because we all the time try to say to them, if you just check and you just a green day, you're just cheating yourself. Because eventually you want to see where's the problem. So we encourage them to provide the correct information. I call that a red day. It's a good day because this is opportunity to learn. So fall in love with the problem. I love to see the problem. Because if I see a green day, for me, it's a problem. When I see a green day and the OE was 65, it's meaning there's no correlation with something, somebody's cheating something. So nobody can cheat because you're doing 1 and 1, it's gonna close you. So it's not ticking the box. So how you move from that mentality is to make sure that they understand, red day, it's a good day. And part of the layer process audit, you involve everybody, supervisor, OPEX, all the support team is part of that layer process audit. Quality. Now, this is a good question. How do you know that it's a good quality or bad quality? We encourage, first of all, if it's producing a bad quality, when it's coming to the last, every station have a quality gate. We need to make sure that it's passing because at the beginning, they were afraid to report quality. They were passing the bad quality because now it's on me. What we build is a system that when you pass it from a station to a station, you check the quality, you confirm, because if it's a bad quality, you say to him, sorry, I'm not expecting, I'm not. So there's a few things that you need to check that it's correct quality. That's how you try. But the main thing, if I'm taking that back, it's to make sure that they understand red, it's good. I'm not going to measure you under the green. I'm not, this is not what, the green and red, yes, it's more visual, but I want to know a red because this is the opportunity for learning. And if you bring that culture that everything is opportunity to learn, that's how you know that really you're doing the right thing.
That's always the challenge with self-reporting, right? Is when you have a site that self-reports a lot of deficiencies, are they a worse site, or are they more diligent and aware of their opportunities to get better? And so, yeah, thank you for your answer on how you help encourage people that red is actually a good thing.
Red, yes, but you're absolutely right. It took me time. It took me along, because eventually most of the people, when they see red, oh, I'm not red, I'm good. But then you ask the right question. I was encouraging OPEX to ask, okay, your day was green, but your commitment was to produce 500 and you produced 400. How? Can you explain? So now you find them in a position that, so I say, you need to teach them that red, it's good. Let's talk about the problem. I call it fall in love with the problem. Let's go back to the presentation. Question about the other question? Now, here is another thing. After the VON is collecting the data, what we did, it's you have the data, but let's clean the data. Let's do something meaningful. So we collect the data and dump it to a database. And from that database, we bring to a Power BI, a Microsoft system, and we start doing some report analyzing. We're going to the little bit Six Sigma here. Analyzing the data, understanding what really happened. So nobody can, eventually, when you see the data, nobody can cheat, because eventually the system is tracking. So we can see in our Power BI exactly what was the downtime, uptime, what they were down. It's giving us a good information about every line. What is the OEE? And let me show you how the Power BI look like. So if you can see, we did a Power BI that it's visible for everybody. Everybody can log. They can see the cycle time. They can see the status of the machine. They can see how much they were running, how much they're down. They can see the reason code. What are the problem at the line? Each issue they can see. They can see, of course, the OEE, and they can sort by facility. The data can be by monthly, daily, yearly, and it's a good information to start doing some analysis. So, as I said, now you have the data. Now you take it to the PowerPoint, to a Power BI, and start analyzing the data. Question about the data. Power BI? No. This is the highlight of our DIRTT continuous improvement. So when we started in 2019, pretty much the production in our metal shop, it was stationary, cells. It's meaning you cutting, you then milling, you then assembly, and then you packaging station by station. And a job moved from a station to a station, and it had potential of waiting for up to 4 days, because that's how the priority was built in that day. What we said, let's move to one-piece flow in all our metal shop, Calgary, Savannah, and Phoenix. So this project took us took us 1 year, and only in January 2021, Q1 January this year, we managed to move all our 8 cells to one-piece flow in Calgary, Savannah, and Phoenix. And that was a cross-function Kaizen team between our system information, our PMs, our production, and we moved. What we managed to reduce our cycle time. That's very important, but I call it the most important things. We remove our deficiencies to almost, I can call it today not zero, but very low. And why? Because when you're moving from a station to a station, it took you time to see there's a defect a day, and then all the order you don't know, and you're moving to a different station. And only when it's coming to assembly, you know that's a problem. So as you can see on the left side, we moved our cycle time and how it dropped down. And you can see our deficiency, internal deficiency from 472 went to 61. And our cycle time moved from potential days to minutes. Today, our order is coming. We're cutting, milling, assembling, and packaging in few minutes. And when it's moving from a station to station, you can see immediately if there's a problem, not a problem, you produce it faster. So we increase our capacity. We reduce our deficiencies. And this project, as I said, it was one of the highlights of our continuous improvement. Changing the way DIRTT is producing the solid wall in our metal shop.
One thing Eli doesn't mention, which is really tremendous, is this is not for standard items or anything. Everything has a potential of being custom and different from each other. So doing a flow for all of these things is quite an achievement. So.
Correct. Thank you, Heather. And this is exactly, our problem was when I started at DIRTT, I said, okay, DIRTT is a regular manufacturing. I'm a Master Six Sigma. I've been in the oil and gas, high tech. Everything it's easy. But when you're coming to DIRTT, you understand that every order, it's a different order. So how you standardize something like that? There's no order that option. It's a wall, it's not a wall. An order is not an order. So you need to standardize that. And this is the tricky way how you make sure that it's really standardized. And it took us time to learn and how to make sure that we standardize and we're making one piece flow for custom order. The main thing, we want to make sure that in one piece flow, as I mentioned, all of the people were involved. And that's why the operator were involved. Everybody was part of that. Question about the one piece flow?
I have a little bit of a question. So yeah. How much of this is driven by sort of industry pressures, right? So Steelcase and Herman Miller and a lot of those organizations are sort of have famous lean implementations these days and have reduced the amount of time it takes to build a chair from days to hours and that kind of thing. How much of DIRTT's approach to this is sort of just baked into the DNA of doing it right the first time, and how much of that is driven by this is we often hear, right? This industry is so far ahead. This industry is so far behind. I'm not familiar as much with DIRTT's industry.
So this is a good question. So you need to, I know there's a lot of pressure on everybody to improve, but you need to leave that pressure out to focus on you, and you want to be the best. I call that, this is extra noise that you don't want to affect you. You need to focus. You need to see your mission in front of you, and you need to focus on mission. Other noise from outside, I call it's just a noise. So when you focus and you want to improve, you're going to be the best. And I know that I'm talking a little bit Army style, but you need to know what is your mission. You want to improve. You see your target in front of your eyes. It doesn't matter who is making the noise. Focus. And when we said we're going to the lean continuous improvement, we know what we need to improve. You know what is the steps. It's not a rocket science. You want to engage, you want to train, you want to improve. And that's why I said you're going to go to the TOC, the tier of constraint. You need to understand what is your constraint in your process. That's the most important thing. When you know what is the constraint in the process, that's what you want to talk about. Because a lot of companies, they're focusing on change. And not every change is a good change. And not every change will bring you the right change. By understanding the right constraint, that will bring you the right change. So it's important to make the right change and to focus. So I know what you're saying, but I say all the time to my manager and to the team, let's focus. Understand.
Yeah, right. As a lean practitioner, you kind of, hallelujah, right? Like I don't disagree with anything you're saying, but from a leadership perspective, even to say we want to have a VP of operational excellence, right? To say we are going to put the work into completely retooling our factory floor into cell-shaped structure or U-shaped, or that we're going to spend the time and the effort and we feel we're going to get a payoff, requires sort of some faith in that process, right? In that approach. And in some industries, that hasn't become a competitive advantage for anybody yet. Like there is no leader in some industries that has done that, right? So what makes DIRTT different in their DNA, right? That says we are committed to starting a program, seeing it through, getting 33 to 50% of people trained up to a yellow belt level, and getting everybody through Lean 101 is not a common thing in my experience. And I've worked in a few organizations in operational excellence, but that is a very, very high level of commitment to this process through the entire organization, right?
You're absolutely right. And that's come from the top, from the CEO,
right?
COO. If you don't have that, and that's why before they hire, I ask, do you have the money? Are you committed to that? Or is just talking? Because if that don't bring it, you're going to waste my time and your time. Because to say that you want to do continuous improvement without believing in that, it's not going to work. It needs to come from the top, bottom, and then the opposite, from the bottom to the top. You're right. If I will be by myself, it's not going to work. I know that. That's why when every training that I'm starting, the training, I know the theory, but I need with me the army. I need the people with me. I cannot fight by myself. So definitely right. Top, bottom. Some company, they just going to say, yes, we want a continuous improvement. We want to say that, yes, this company, we are doing continuous improvement. And they are in that continuous improvement for 7 years and no result. We are still, we are not mature. We just started. We're only a year and a half, let's say. And we already see the improvement. You see the value of that. And that's why. And it's coming from our CEO. He believes in that. And then the COO and all the executives believe in continuous improvement. So DIRTT is very unique. When it's coming really from the top, it's easy. For me, it's easy. Great.
Sounds, and I don't look at yours and say, wow, you're so immature either, right? I mean, certainly it's a great thing to recognize there's opportunities to improve and get better. But layered process audits, I mean, some people never get past 5S, right?
Yeah. You know the 3. 5S is just the beginning. It's the very low hanging fruit. Very.
There's a question, Eli, just about how our corporate culture has changed from 2018 today. I don't know, just in terms of time and everything, if you have a quick answer to that, and overall, part of it is just understanding what we've started is all of this lean training. When we talk about 100% of the employees, this is really focused on the factory right now, and it's something that we really haven't rolled out. We've been doing lots to try to start educating the reps and the sales side on lean culture as well. So we're planning on kind of pulling all that together. But so you can speak more directly to the factory culture. I think it's changed quite significantly.
Another thing, another project that I want to share with you, we did, as I said, collecting the data, cleaning the data. But what we found that the supervisor, plant manager, have a lot of information, a lot of noise. And they need to look for this side, and this side, and this side, and this side to collect the data and see the information. What we built them, it's a dashboard. And let me share the screen. The dashboard, it's very simple. Again, with Power BI, you bring them in one screen, live data. What is the safety, quality, delivery, inventory, productivity, and that's collecting from all those side information. And they can see exactly what was for yesterday, from this week, month, and they can choose by their facility. And they can see their OE. In one screen, they can log to a different site. They can log to the OE example, and they will dump them directly to the Power BI. So instead of now opening too many screens, in one screen, they will have all the information. So again, the goal of here is just to make their life easier. Now, remember I was talking about we have a project, how you prioritize the project. How do you know which project you should focus? I'm going to the theory of constraint. I want to understand that before I'm saying, okay, let's change, let's improve, let's do some prioritizer to understand the project. So also here we developed something nice, and I'm going to share with you. The prioritizer, the prioritizer, just open that. The prioritizer, it's a tool that give me option. Can you see my screen? To understand what project am I working on, to prioritize my project, I can see the project by the team's member. I know exactly what they work in. I know what project they complete. I can go to the Pareto and see exactly. And any project that you are putting here, you need to do a few things. When I want to add a project, you need to say what type of project, who is going to be the project owner, when is the due date, what is the value of the saving, is it safety, quality, delivery. I need to add the value of the dollars, everything. And then there's a little bit mathematical nerd here, that we add mathematical to science, and it's giving power to each question here. It will give you a different power, and it will prioritize really, this is the project that you should focus. So what we said, instead of taking opinion, I think that my project is more important. I think that put the information here, and the system will do for you the job. It will prioritize exactly what you should focus. It's not really, I call it, it's not a rocket science, but it's giving mathematical to make a decision, and it's working for us, because what we found, what I found before that, it's a noise. My project is important. No, my project is important. My project. So we start first of all with safety. Safety is number one. The project, if it's impact safety, that's number one. Quality and productivity. And then if we have an NPI, new product introduction, or MOC, that's how we prioritize. Question about prioritizer? The last thing that I want to share with you is the Rock Hill. So 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, we opened our new facility, state-of-the-art, one-piece flow in South Carolina, in Rock Hill. This is something that we really learn what we're doing in Calgary, and there's a two smart engineer in our team that came with that idea for a few years ago, and we took that idea and make that in practice. And I want to share with you the video. Can you hear the voice? Can you hear the voice?
No, not yet. No.
Okay, just a second.
So the bike is in the factory because it's rather long going. It's just a great way to get around.
We're here in Rock Hill, South Carolina at our new DIRTT manufacturing facility.
DIRTT is a company that uses industrialized construction methods to produce interior spaces for our clients. In this plant, we start with raw MDF, or medium density fiberboard sheets. We prime them, cut them into panels, finish them to the customer's specifications. Then we drill and clip, package and ship the panels to our clients.
In a 12-hour shift, we're set up to produce 900 tiles.
The unique thing about this location is that the product goes from the start of the line to the end of the line without being touched by human hands. That gives us enormous productivity benefits, as well as reducing the amount of handling and time wasted in producing the panels.
So from a quality perspective, I think our quality is going to be much higher than it's ever been. Everything that we've integrated into the line is built for high-speed manufacturing, that we can gather data quickly, make decisions immediately as a team, and continue to run the line.
We have an automated defect detection system built into the line that checks the panels after they are finished.
There's a lot of subjectivity that's involved when a human's making a determination if something is good or bad. We've tried to take the subjectivity out of it.
The Rock Hill plant gives us the additional capacity that we need to achieve our business growth goals. In addition, we can cut down the shipping distances and time to ship our panels to our end clients. Quality is built into the panels at every step of the process. Each panel is verified for quality as it reaches the end of our line.
So a lot of people will ask me, was this project on time and on budget? Yes, on time and on budget. And this is really state-of-the-art manufacturing. It's starting from the beginning till the end, few operators, and everything is just one-piece flow. Very high-tech with robots, amazing. And I encourage you, when you have time, to come and visit the Rock Hill. It's almost unbelievable to see what we accomplish as an operation team to build there. That's it. Questions?
Yeah,
Rock
I'm
Hill
definitely going to
is
take
really
you up
neat.
on that plant tour. Rock Hill's in my mom's backyard. She just lives outside Charlotte. So when I go, once we're in stage 3 and we can go visit again, I'll tap you guys on the shoulder and see if I can get a pass to go in there. And
let me know, and I will do your tour. It's really amazing facility. It's when we were sitting and building that, it's hard to believe how really everything is automated and everything is just without touching. Everything is controlled automatically. The quality is automatically everything.
Oh yeah, no, totally. That'd be an awesome trip. I go hit up Carowinds and then go to Rock Hill. So I take the kids with me too. So Carowinds, if you wonder, it's like for all those people, it's like roller coasters and stuff like that, just up Charlotte. So
yeah.
Some of this equipment, like from BSA, they're pretty excited because this is state of the art for them too, and it's brand new automation and their innovation on their side. So there's a lot of new stuff in there that's never been seen. I don't think you touched on the RFID chips.
Yeah, RFID. This is something that we had an issue with our customers, that they were complaining that they don't receive the tile or it's lost somewhere. And we didn't know how to solve the problem. How we did that? Very simple, easy solution. Now every tile that we're shipping have an RFID. So when it's passing our production, it's tracking that, and we know it's on the truck. And we can give the customer, when we receive information, yes, it's on the truck. But sometimes we found that maybe it lost during the shipping, maybe production forgot to produce. So RFID has really solved us the problem. Missing, I call that the missing tile. It's a huge project that also we started in Calgary, and now in Rock Hill, it's one of the things that also there it's automatically and it's part of that production. So a lot of things that we learn here in Calgary, we implement in Rock Hill.
And how was the operational excellence team involved in designing that plant? Certainly, it's always a very exciting thing when a new site is being built and you have the opportunity to take everything you've learned and start fresh rather than trying to retrofit new procedures and new layouts into your existing space. How did that work?
Okay, so operation excellent here in Calgary, we have 3 departments. It's the continuous improvement, the quality, and the process engineer. All those 3 teams were part of that Rock Hill. So 2 engineers that really came with that idea. They're part of the process engineering. So they came with that vision. Then, of course, you have the continuous improvement, the supporting to build the SOPs, to train. You have the quality that make sure which quality gate, where we check the quality. So all the team, let's say called the big team, the OPEX team, were very part of that manufacturing building.
I have a question. So you got a lot of cool stuff going on in the manufacturing plant. What kind of stuff are you guys doing to try and make sure that you're achieving flow once it reaches site, so that it goes up and installs, you know, because that's what the customer sees. Like, you're some customer, they see all that other stuff, but like, yeah, it's cool, magic box, right?
Perfect.
They want to see the actual value add, you know, stuff happening on site. So what are some of the things that you guys are doing there? Is that something that you can talk to?
Perfect. And this is the gap that we found now. So remember, I said the constraint. This is now my constraint. So first of all, we said, let's clean our backyard. Let's clean in-house. Let's clean our operation to make sure that what is coming to the customer is coming the right way, because there was debate. Who is who, what. Now we know that we clean our yard. Now the constraint is, as you said, when it's coming to the customer, how we build that, how we make sure that everything is correct, how they installing that. This is something that now we're going to make sure that we're engaging our technician and also our customer, how we make sure that they are part of our continuous improvement. This is something that we did not do, and this is, you're absolutely right, this is the gap today. And how we close that gap, this is how we're going to start working and making sure that our partners are part of a continuous improvement. If it's by training, if it's by changing the way we shipping to them. We did a huge value stream map Kaizen, cross-function from the beginning of production till the end, in the installation. And we found there's a lot of gap that we need to improve, and that's what we're going to focus now, because that's our constraint.
Our installation technicians right now have to be certified, so they do. Otherwise, the warranty is void. So we do have some kind of control, and that's a way that we can start rolling that out. And then we're definitely doing more. The more of the salespeople and the partners that we can get kind of introduced to lean culture, and that's why we've been really. Showing them a lot about what we've been doing in the factory, so they understand that there's this process, and we'll definitely be starting to introduce that as best practices, because I think that's you're right. This is what the clients see at the end of the day. But the on-site time is a fraction of what you would do in conventional construction. So lots of room for improvement, but it's already pretty darn quick.
And that's through a channel then, I imagine, which makes things a little bit harder to. These aren't DIRTT installers. These are third-party sales and support.
Some of them, like some of the partners have their own. We do have some DIRTT internal ones, but we also have leaders within DIRTT so they're always connected to a leader within DIRTT, so that they can keep going back to. So we have some things in place already, but it's definitely, to Ellie's point, there's lots of room, and it is kind of the next target.
I previously worked for Smart Technologies in their process improvement department, right? And very similar kind of, sell a product, then somebody else installs it, and your support calls get the calls if something's not quite right. So making sure that your channel is representing well your product, and working with a number of organizations, it can be tricky.
And you're right, and this is the huge constraint. So if you tell me what now it's my bottleneck, my constraint, that's my constraint. How you now close that? And that's why we said, first of all, let's clean our yard. Let's clean, and now we know that we are not perfect, but we know that everything is correct here. Now let's go to the next level.
Okay, so you're kind of watching them through your internal college then to make sure that they're certified, or? Oh,
that's a good question. Yes, we want. It's not that we said yes, but we want to see how should they be part of our training, the yellow belt training. Should we do some different sessions? So we don't have the answer now how we're going to do that, but this is something that we just present the result of the value stream to the executive. We're going to present that I hope next week or the week after. We have solution, we know what's the problem, but according to that session with the executive, we're going to see what should we improve and what we should focus on, because there's a lot of things, not only on their side, also in our side, that we need to fix when it's coming to that. And what is nice, that's why it's continuous improvement. It's all the time to improve. So it's meaning I'm going to have job for the rest of my life.
The problems are great.
Yes, that's why we said all the time, fall in love with the problem. I like the problem because problem is challenging, and it's good to see how you're improving. Like if you compare DIRTT from 2019 to today, 2021, it's almost day and night. You cannot recognize our production. We went to one-piece flow that everybody, when I said, okay, let's move to one-piece flow, they thought that I'm another crazy guy that it's not going to work.
Counterintuitive, yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to work. I all the time hate when I heard it's working, don't touch. I say if it's working, touch it and improve it. But it's and don't get me wrong, it was hard to convince. You need to convince, you need to make sure that you know what you're doing, you need to follow the processes, because at the beginning, everybody, after a few meetings, everybody said, no, it's not good. It's customized. There's no way. And here we are today, after 1 year. It's working. Is it perfect? No, but at least we have almost one-piece flow in all the facilities.
Well, the first Model T rolled off the line in 1908, right? And since then,
yes,
you know, we have over 100 years of that thinking of, hey, we've got something, we got to send out wedding invitations. Let's form an assembly line. We got to do whatever. Let's form an assembly line, right? It's sort of deprogramming that sort of conventional immediate jump to, yes, assembly lines are the way to go. We'll batch everything, right?
Yeah, and if DIRTT managed to do one-piece flow for custom order, everything is possible. Today, I can tell you, there's no facility that we cannot do one-piece flow. Like, there's no, because it's very hard when you don't have the right order. It's custom order. So how you do one-piece flow for that?
Right.
How you standardize something like that? So I call it standardize the customize.
Well, one-piece flow is one of the best ways to sit there and combat extreme variation, right? So if you have a lot of variation, one-piece flow is the best way to go.
Yeah.
We're at the 3-minute mark. Sorry to put the damper on things, because I could sit there and talk about this stuff like, all the time. But do you guys have other last-minute questions as well too? I want to be cognizant and respectful for everyone's time today, especially on a Friday.
You can see Eli is presenting at Congress this year, so if we do get to travel and anybody's coming, it would be great to set up maybe even just a meeting if there's some Canadians there that we can just get together and at least have a beer or something. But he will be there, and then we do have the LCI training session next week, and there's a question in there from Sheldon, and I really think we could, there's the opportunity to maybe get some more mentorship going across Canada. There's some really good, strong leaders that have transformed their country or their companies. So maybe we need to get some names together and set up a spreadsheet or call line or something.
And you're more than welcome to see our facilities. I would be more than happy to show you our achievement and to see DIRTT.
Awesome. I think a really good one for us to sit there and kind of give back to Eli is if everyone can give Eli in the spirit of continuous improvement, at least one key takeaway on the plus that you liked, that it was an aha, that it was like blew my mind, or that you wanted him to to share or to take back to his team, and then one delta, one thing that we can kind of give to him and say, hey, here's have you considered this? Have you thought about this? That's the price of admission that I save for a COP here in Edmonton, is that you can come and learn, but you got to give back. So the learning goes both ways. So if we can give Eli and his team some good plus deltas to take back to his team, I think that would be the most awesomest gift that we can give him. You can either say it out loud or you can put it in the chat. I can begin. My aha is I love your quote, Eli. Am I saying your name right? Eli, right? I'm just
Eli. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
I love that. Fall in love with the problem. I'm going to trademark that one. And the other, that would be my plus. The delta, I would say, is I'd strongly urge you to try and get your partnerships in if you have a really good training facility program already in place, wash them through there. And if anything, maybe pilot it in an area and see see what the effect is, because you guys have a fairly good monitoring system to sit there and run those metrics.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd ask for, I'd almost go into beg for forgiveness state rather than ask for permission. Just do it, Nike.
Yeah, yeah, just do it.
I'll go. Plus, great presentation. It's fun to see, from the construction side of it, to see some examples of manufacturing and when it's being done right. And I think you guys you're showing that, right? That it's pretty impressive, and especially if you are able to go and see one of their facilities. I've been to Calgary twice now. Heather's been nice enough to allow me to come in and poke around, and it's really cool. That one in South Carolina looks amazing. On the Delta side, the only thing I could really think to maybe provide some help, one of your dashboards had your highest percentage of things that were going wrong was uncategorized. Maybe there's a way to actually categorize a little bit more of that. We're like picking out tiny little things here at this point, right? So
awesome. Cherry had her hand up. She can go next.
Thanks, Avel. Sorry, I can't seem to put anything in the chat. So, but a great presentation, Ellie, for letting just showing like how to be able to maneuver within the boards, the incentives of it, and the wonderful work you guys are doing at DIRTT. So I truly appreciate learning a lot of things today. Within the Delta side, of course, there's not as much really of the Delta side, except not enough time to discuss a little bit more. But other than that, wonderful presentation. But I gotta get going. I hope you guys have a good Friday. I gotta get back to work, so we'll talk to you soon. Thank you so very much for today too. So.
Would anyone else like to go next for a Plus Delta?
If not, Avel, I'm just at the very end here. I want to just Heather kind of give a little bit of a plug. Tim, you've got your hand up. You go ahead.
Thanks. First time joined. Thanks very much for having me. It was great. On the plus side, I really liked the notion of not getting distracted externally. I would say, save inspiration and seeing what other people are doing, but really measuring. Besides sort of looking at that as the far off, let's focus in on what we're doing day to day and measuring our progress against ourselves. I really like that notion. On the Delta side, I think I think it was Avel, is that right? Suggested, having tracking the leadership and making sure that you can actually evidence that they're sort of pulling their weight. I always found it really, really helpful when I was on factory floors back in the day, leaving evidence that I was checking in and I think that I love that idea of it working both ways and that we're going to measure sort of leadership performance and presence. So I think that's great. So thanks very much.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, just to finish off here before we run, Heather kind of gave a bit of a plug, but I was going to plug it as well. LCI Canada has a virtual event here. I think it starts on the 22nd, and it's spread over a few days, but at the end of the month,
next week.
Yeah, so you can go and check it out. I think there's some good sessions that are going to be coming up. So yeah, by all means, support that effort as well, because we're community of practice, but we're part of a greater community of practice in our country that needs to grow a whole lot more as well. So just wanted to throw that out there. There's the link from Avel. Thank you. And this is our last event, kind of this whatever we kind of call our year from September to June. So we've got a couple months off, but we'll be back in September with more good stuff. And again, same days, that third Friday of the month. And we look forward to seeing everybody there. And keep your eye on our LinkedIn page, and we'll have our information up there. So, Avel, anything else you want to add?
No, just a plug for our Edmonton Construction Association. You know, if you guys, that's a great place to start, and as well too, outside Canada is also a great place to network in with like individuals, and as well, if you need any printing done, go see them. Like, you'd be surprised at what you can get done there. You don't have to go to Staples, and they'd be very, very, very happy to sit there and assist you, even if you're not a member, right? They're very welcoming there, and they got free candy.
That's always a bonus.
Yeah, free candy, pens, and papers. I love my free paper. I like killing trees. So, on that note, thank you everyone for joining us again. Like Brian says, this is our last one of the season. We'll be seeing you back in September, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to be dead. We'll be posting stuff live on our LinkedIn page. Stay tuned for more stuff upcoming. Have a safe and an awesome summer.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye-bye.